Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. I'm going to be showing you how I put together a 5 pellet 29 caliber number 1 buckload for the 410, buffered and everything. I have a kit right here that I put together myself. Just went to the hardware store, which is about 500 yards that way from my house, so within walking distance. Not that that matters, but yeah, just some stuff from the hardware store. Let's get to it. So I know I said this is all from the dollar store, but there's a couple things that aren't. One of those being a roll crimp tool. This one is from Ballistic Products, and a mech resize ring. Oh, I got a little bit of rust on there. Got to clean that off. Anyway, so what's in the kit here? Oh, I guess this isn't part of the kit either. Well, it is, but I didn't get it from the hardware store. This is a broke off piece of a cleaning rod, like for your cheap Walmart cleaning rod kits. That one broke on me, so that's my depriming punch. You could use anything, a nail, a small diameter screw, just anything long enough to go into the hull, set it over your ring, punch out the primer. Real easy to do. Now, what's actually in the kit that came from the store is 2 galvanized pipe nipples. This one is just big enough to fit, a hull. Fits it really tightly. And this is the old way I used to fold crimp these. I have a 7/32 socket right here. I use this end of it. Oops, I dropped it in the floor, but I use that end of it with the hull loaded, ready to crimp. Inside this galvanized pipe nipple, I set that over top. Well, first I took my fingernails, crimped in, the crimp right here, and then I used that that socket to actually, crimp it in. It worked pretty good. I was doing that for a while, but the way I have now is a lot easier, and honestly, it looks a lot better. This is just a copper pipe, similar to the galvanized pipe nipples. I'm actually not sure what these are called. It's been so long ago that I bought these, and honestly, I don't remember the diameters, but this is small enough to fit inside a 410 shell. All this will make sense in just a second. This was the largest diameter pipe nipple. This is for setting your resize ring on, and actually like this, and you just beat that with a mallet. It'll resize. Pretty simple process. Alright, so I'm just going to show you one of these here. This whole process is really easy. Take your resize ring. Again, this is a mech. Put it on top of your galvanized pipe ring, pipe nipple, like this right here. Take your hull. This is a Winchester AAHS 410, of course. Goes in your resize ring just like that. Mallet, just give it a few hits. That is now resized. Put it on the other way, just like this. Take your copper pipe. Hull is now resized. Ready to deprime. This is also really easy. Just take your hull, put it on top of your resize ring, just like this. Whatever you have as a punch. Again, this is a broken off piece of a cleaning kit. Find the primer. That's it right there. Mallet. Primer is now out of the shell. To reprime it, you need to do this on a completely flat surface, or else you risk, detonating the primer. Take your hull, put it over the primer, copper pipe again, inside the hull. Just like that, we now have the hull reprimed. Ready to load. Alright, now that we have our hull ready to load, we need 12 grains of Hodgdon Little Gun. The very same powder that I use for my 3-ounce 10-gauge loads. Ounce and 3/4 16, ounce and a half 20, 2 3/4 ounce 12. This stuff is awesome. It's one of my favorite powders. Great for 410, 28 gauge of course, 32 gauge, 24, and super heavy Magnum 12 and 10 gauge load, 16 too. But anyway, we need 12 grains of this. It's going to get us 1200 FPS. 12 grains. The wad we're using is, I believe these are clay busters. I can't remember. I bought these a couple months ago, and they're just in a big, Ziploc bag because the original bag ripped on me. And I can't remember if they're clay busters or actual Winchesters. Right in the hole. Using Gary Caskey's wad tamper here to seat that. He actually makes these in 3 different sizes. This one is for 410. I guess you really could use this on any gauge, but this one is for 32 gauge and up. This one is for your larger gauges. But yep, he makes these in 3 different sizes. Facebook.com/Gary.D.Caskey. That's Caskey spelled Caskey. If you want any of his tools, he makes lots of stuff. Just get with him, and he'll let you know what he has. But anyway, now that we have our wad in place, we need 5 pellets of this 29 caliber #1 buck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As always, buffer is optional, but I'm using it. This is mix number 47. This just happened to be what I grabbed out of the drawer. Scoop, there it is. This don't take much. Alright, we have our buffer in place on top of them 5 pellets. And on top of that, just to help with buffer leak, I'm using a little piece of a brown paper towel. Because I don't have overstock cards for 410. That's not going to affect anything. It's just going to help keep the buffer in. And to pinch the crimp in, good old fingers. Just go around it. These have a 6-point crimp on them, as most 410 does. And once you get all the way around, just roll it in with your fingertips, just like this. Should look like that. Push it in against the flat surface. I'm using the front of my dresser. Not sure if you guys saw that or not, but once you do that, it looks like that, and you're ready to use the roll crimp tool. Now, to crimp this, I'm doing this without any sort of press, for 410 at all. What I'm using is the Ballistic Products roll crimp tool. Normally, you could take your drill or your drill press, chuck this up in it, and spin this, and it'll crimp it just fine. But I'm not even doing that. All I'm doing is using my mallet with this on top of it and giving it a few smacks. Crimps it in just fine. This is more along the idea of, loading out in a field. This is basically my version of a survival loader, if you want to call it that. But anyway, just take your roll crimp tool, give it a few smacks. And there you go, guys. That is how I load my 410. I also, just take the hand drill and roll it in. But sometimes doing it like that is more fun. You can see we have a nice deep set crimp on it. Hole looks great. Bit of an odd angle, but here's my 410. It's a topper model 98 from 2004, not a youth model. Here's the shell we just loaded. Show you it drops right in the chamber. There you go. Closes just fine. And ejects just fine. Here's a bit better view of the hull. Looks pretty good if you ask me. I suppose I'll be a generous host and give you the measurements of this pop nipple right here. It measures 3 inches long. This will do 3-inch shells too, by the way. The exact same process you just seen me do also works for 3-inch. And the inside diameter of it is, this is a 5/8 pop nipple, internal diameter. The more you know. The other one, just because, why not? I don't use this one anymore, but I suppose you could if you wanted to, is 3 inches again, and this one's a 1/2 inch internal diameter pop nipple. Just throwing that out there. The copper pipe measures, get on out there, measures 4 inches long with 1/4 inch internal diameter. Hope that helps, guys. I suppose I should tell you what kind of wads those were too. Give me a second, I'll find out. The wads be the Claybuster CB5050-410HS. If you like 7.62x39, you know, SKS, AK ammo, among many other guns, looks like the price is finally starting to drop a little bit. You guys can't make that out. That was smudged as can be. There you go. These were $13.99 about 2 months ago. They've dropped back down to $8.49. This is still about $4 more than what they were 3 years ago. I remember buying Red Army Standard for like $4.99 a box. Yeah, just 3 years ago. And we shot it all up. Pretty good ammo. Non-corrosive. And of course, steel case, non-reloadable. But, you know, SKSs are cool. We have an AK too. It's not really ours, but we have one. A bunch of you guys have been asking me, do I load 410? And obviously, you just saw me do it. 410's pretty cool. We don't shoot it a lot, but, you know, sometimes we like to break it out. Our wives really like to shoot the 410. Personally, if I'm taking a small bore, that's actually a small bore, I'm taking 32 gauge because it patterns better, a little bit bigger bore. You guys saw it pattern better with the 11/16 ounce load compared, you know, 3-inch 410. Exact same load at roughly the same velocity. The 32 gauge pattern that load 10 times better than the 410 does. And if I want to, I can take it all the way up to 7/8 ounce, but typically the max I load for 32 gauge is just 3/4 ounce. It's perfect for the bore size. But here's some more hand loads here. Lighting is a little bit crap, but these two in the green Remington shells are a single pellet of triple lock buck at nearly 3,000 FPS. It's like 2890 or something like that with a little gunpowder. It's using 42 grains of it and one triple lock buck pellet. That is a pretty good load, although I'm not sure how accurate it is. We haven't patterned that at all, but we have shot 4 or 5 of them. Make a heck of a boom. Sounds more like a rifle than it does a 410. This one, obviously, you can see it in there. It's a number 6 shot. There you go, kinda. This one is a 1/4 ounce slug at like 1800 FPS, I think. 3-inch, of course. I guess I could have closed that window like a long time ago. But anyway, I got my 410 in 2004 when I was 9 years old. And ever since I've had it, I've always saved up every haul I've fired for the gun. So I literally have like 19 years worth of hauls, almost. 3-inch, 2 3/4 inch. These were some Remingtons that I cut down into wax slugs, make wax slugs out of. So, got a little good supply of hauls here. I know 410 hauls, they're hard to come by right now, and they're very expensive, which absolutely makes no sense to me. It's just a 410. Why are the hauls so expensive and hard to get? Why can't we get factory ammo for it right now? Doesn't make any sense. It's using such little components. Tiny bit of powder, tiny bit of shot, one primer, a shell, just like any other gauge. Plastic, a little bit of plastic in the shell. I don't understand why there's such a shortage right now. Maybe you guys can shed some light on that. Let me know. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. Share the video with whoever you want to share it with, whoever you think might want to see it. And we'll see you in the next one.